So I wanted to talk to you about their skeletal system and their muscles and stuff, and the implications for sitting still for long stretches of time while they're in virtual school, while they're doing that full time. And, you know, the causes of back pain and a slumping posture and other soft tissue and just injuries. And I was wondering about exercises that can help offset that. So usually they have like maybe a 10-minute break sometimes between classes, but I want to try to think of like some quick exercises that maybe will help them from to prevent back pains and slumping and, you know, postures and stuff like that.
Yeah. So one of the main factor that would participate in musculoskeletal injury is the posture, so the neutral posture. So, and specifically when they are going to sit like without a back support or, you know, twisted a little bit, or while they are using their cell phone, texting, looking down a lot. So all that is going to create an issue because, you know, the muscles are not in a normal alignment. So neutral posture, what it means is basically the bodies and the joints are aligned in a comfortable position, so where there is the least stress on the body. But when that you are off of that, the stress and strain increases on the joints and the muscles, and that's what leads to musculoskeletal discomfort. So to avoid that, yes, in spite of having normal posture, you do want to kind of rejuvenate those muscles, and you want to avoid the stiffness. So one of the things, movement is very important. So to get up and walk in that 10 minutes, or you can stand up and do like jogging at the spot for 2 minutes. The other alternatives are also, you can do a couple of yoga stretches, you can do deep breathing with certain, you know, upper body movements, or stretching your hamstrings or knee muscles. Uh, and I have attached the exercise sheet, which you can, you know, go through, and you don't have to do all of them at one shot. You can just do 2 or 3 from there, and you can, you know, you can combine that with, like, you know, jogging at the spot, or you can combine that with eye movements, or combine that with deep breathing, or whatever you can do. Or I also mention a lot of times that you don't want to leave your water bottle on the desk, so you have to go walk to the kitchen and get it. So that will give you some movement. So you want to avoid long sitting position, and then keep moving so that the joints can be loosened up.
Sounds good. And I'll put that notes below as well.
Yeah, the other alternative is also, like, you know, if you have YouTube or something, you know, you can just have it for, look it up, couple of exercises over there as well, and stretching, and you can perform just 2 or 3. You don't have to do more than that. Besides that, I also recommend that to do like strengthening exercise, you know, 2 or 3 times a week, which will help you to maintain your, you know, upright posture, so you don't end up, you know, injuring yourself.
And what would that look like? Look, could we do a couple of?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So besides that, also, I don't know if you have other equipments in the room, like if you have weights, maybe you can do a couple of those weight strengthening exercise. If you have an in-house bike, maybe just do 5 minutes of bike. So all that will help you.
So the reason why I even thought about contacting an ergonomics specialist was because I noticed that my teen, her wrist was hurting pretty quickly after she started full-time virtual school. And so I knew that she was probably resting her wrist and elbows improperly. And we were also working out her workstation. And we kind of made it in multiple places so she could get up and move from place to place just to get something different. But her wrist was hurting, and I got her like a firm brace. So I want to talk about carpal tunnel, because I think that is something that everybody, both adult and children, are come up across at some point. And like, if you have any exercise and stretches that kids can do, or maybe adults can do with their kids.
Yes, they can do a couple of stretches, you know, basically holding it with the other hand, the wrist, and then moving your wrist in like fingers pointing up to the ceiling and then stretching it out the flexor. Yes, that's correct. Flexor group, but put your arm a little bit down, not too much up. There you go. Yes, in a comfortable range. And then you go the other way,
Like that?
putting it down. There. Yes, that's correct. So you can do those. Then you can circle your wrist. Just do the movement, circle. There you go. Clockwise, anti-clockwise.
Like that?
Yes, that's correct. And you can do like squeeze and relax, or you can have a ball or something, that you can, or a putty to squeeze and let go. Squeeze and let go. You can do those exercise as well. And one of the best one is like if you can interlock your fingers and raise your both arms up above your head and turn it outwards. There you go. That will do a good stretch. Yes. And as back as possible. Yeah. And go back. There you go. That will also give a good stretch. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, great.
But at the same time, I do want to mention that, wearing a brace, you want to make sure that it's not with the hard surface on the uh, on the carpal tunnel side. You want to have the brace which is, yes, you want to have a brace which is softer and looser while you are typing, and you can use the other brace at night, because a lot of us kind of sleep bent, keeping our wrist in a bent position. And in that situation, that's the healing phase. And in that healing phase, if we restrict the circulation, then it does not perform its job. And so in the morning, you still don't feel better. Right. So at night, or when they're lifting any heavy object, that's the time you need to use the harder brace.
The flute. She plays the flute.
Oh, flute. Okay. Yes.
Right. And so I noticed that she was complaining about her flute playing, and she just couldn't hold her flute up anymore.
Right. Yeah, even in that situation, you have to make sure that the wrist is almost as much straight as possible. Right. So that it doesn't restrict the circulation.
Okay. So I was wondering if you have any favorite products as an ergonomic specialist, like must-haves, whether you pay for it or something you can make at home. So for instance, like, is there something you can purchase? Like we were talking about the glasses, for instance, or is there, for back support, I just use like a roll-up towel.
Mm-hmm. For the back support, there are kind of a lumbar cushions, for example, you can buy, or if you don't have, you can, yes, roll up your towel and put it behind your back. Sometimes it could be the seat depth that you are not able to sit all the way back because it's too deep for you and it's kind of digging in your legs, so you kind of sit in the front. Then you just need a cushion to occupy that little space so that you still have a back support, cushion as your back support, and able to sit comfortably all the way back in the chair. So few other things that we can think about it, like already talked about the footrest, but one of the major thing is to avoid typing on your laptop keys and using the touchpad mouse on your laptop. Always use external keyboard and mouse. And you don't need to buy a big keyboard, just a small compact keyboard and a mouse, depending on whichever side they are comfortable to use the mouse, because we have both, like right hand mouse and left hand mouse, or universal mouse, which can be used on both sides. But it is very important to have a external keyboard and mouse, and also laptop risers, or you can use books or box to raise it to your eye level for the laptop. As far as the other things that you can think about your body is basically, yes, lumbar support, lumbar cushion, footrest, wrist support, the soft one while you are working, and hardware only while you are sleeping or lifting heavy objects. If the back condition has been really worse, then they might need the back brace, so they can even use a back brace to help them to sit upright. Another one in the market is to avoid having your shoulders rounded up, so you can use those another belts which kind of hold your shoulders back, just to remind you that yes, I need to be in this upright position.
I'll make notes in the bottom of this on
Okay.
our website. So, is there anything else that you want to add to this that maybe, um, that I may have missed or that you commonly see?
Like what? I'm sorry.
Oh, any other thing that you commonly come across that, maybe I missed in my questions? Is there anything else you want to add?
Overall, I would just say posture is the very important thing. So if they can manage that, there would be less chances, because in spite of just not having that poor posture, there are two other factors: is repetition and pressure. I mean, how much strength they are using in that. So basically, if you can minimize those two things together with that, then they can really help themselves and stay away from any musculoskeletal injury. Breaks are very important. Exercise are also very important. That will rejuvenate your muscles and giving a break so they are not in that tense position for a long period of time.
Okay, well, wonderful. So helping your child stay comfortable during virtual schooling will help them learn, focus, and thrive in this new way of schooling. With so many kids at home doing virtual school, we must pay attention to a child's physical needs and understand basic principles of posture, body mechanics, and the risks associated with using computers for long stretches of time. Imparting this awareness to our children at an early age can establish good habits and empower them now and throughout their lives. And so I want to thank you so much, Smita, for coming and spending time with me on this incredibly important topic. How can someone contact you for more information if they need to see a physical therapist or talk to an ergonomic specialist?
They can always email me directly at smitamarfatia@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to help.
Okay, well, wonderful. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
My pleasure.